We are looking into it. We're making a feasibility study now. Its administration has undertaken this task. It's very complicated. I believe that there are very small chances this might happen. And also, President said that this is a little bit about a dream, and he also stated that we have small chances, but why not if it's feasible? Let's see what we will be producing in the next few months, and then we will present this to the council meeting also in Miami in March to take a definitive decision.
Yeah, and it's been mentioned as well that if it were to happen, the dream becomes reality, it would be expanded and possibly the World Cup would be shared by other nations.
If it will be 48, for sure, Qatar, in this case, should be sharing it with the neighboring countries. For sure, in Doha, to have it 48 teams from the logistical perspective is just not possible.
While this year's World Cup in Russia could be the last as a 32-nation tournament, it was the first with VAR. Zvonimir Boban's greatly satisfied with football technology he played an integral part in introducing.
And we started from the scratch, having here one container with a few cameras and trying to understand how to move forward. It was really full pioneerism. So we are very proud where we got, and I believe that the VR during the World Cup was really that show to us how VR system should be working. We are very also happy that the Premier League and the Champions League, like two, let's say, top competitions in the world, that they will also have it. 20 years time, our kids will ask us how you could play football without VR. It's just, it's not understandable. A lot of people saying that it's the best cup ever. I don't know, but what I saw there, it was a really fantastic tournament. You know, we've been hearing a lot of negative stories before Russia, and a lot of negative titles and headlines in a lot of countries about what we're going to live in Russia, strange people, dictators, harsh environment, you know. And after all, what happened? That we saw gracious, beautiful people, very welcoming country, beautiful host country, very open people, helping everyone everywhere. What Russian volunteers did during this World Cup was something crazy. And you know, always with a smile, always really being at disposal of everyone. So from the tournament perspective, from the football perspective, we've seen, from my technical point of view, just good football. Not incredible football, but quite good football. At the end, France won it, and they deserve to win it because they've been more continuous comparing with the rest of the squads.
Starting this week is the Club World Cup, featuring holders Real Madrid. The competition, however, remains an unsolved problem for FIFA. It's been proposed the event's held every 4 years, with 24 clubs taking part, including 12 from Europe. But the model's been unsellable to some of the bigger teams playing regularly in the Champions League.
Yes, we didn't agree on the principles of FIFA's proposal to revamp this World Cup concretely, having the 24 teams, 12 Europeans, and even making some, let's say, proposal for the slots. So FIFA Council, and maybe in the consultation phase, we made few errors. It's a complicated work here, and sometimes you are not realistic what you are doing, and you don't feel maybe the rest of the people working and living in a football in the right way, and we made our errors, but we are correcting now everything. We are very sure that this would be great for this will benefit the entire football system. You know, we are allowing now to the private entities, together with the clubs, to organize strange tournaments all around the place with the strange outcomes, just looking into the financial aspect of these happenings, of these events. Actually, FIFA has to protect the system. FIFA is obliged, and FIFA's duty is to take care about the entire football. Also offering something on the global stage to the clubs, but thinking about the rest of the community of football. This is what we would like to have, what we would like to do. And we claim, we stated really clearly, and it's also in the documents sent to all the stakeholders, that FIFA doesn't want nothing.
No money?
No, at all. I have to also say that we already have this tournament. So we just want to revamp it, which is so normal. All the competition is changing all the time. We have to adapt to the times. So we don't believe that we're doing absolutely nothing wrong.
River Plate are with Real Madrid at the 2018 Club World Cup after winning a controversial Copa Libertadores final against Boca Juniors. The second leg of the 58-year-old competition's showpiece took place in Madrid.
Do you have a view generally about football being shared globally? So big competitions not necessarily being hosted in their origin country or origin region?
But sometimes this happens, but usually with a Super Cup competition, you know. When I played one match in '93, so Italian Super Cup, we played it in Washington. So when it comes to the development of football in underdeveloped countries and regions, without harming their regional football interests, it's fine. But we have to preserve the system. We have to preserve tradition, because tradition is power of football. So, as I said before, if it's something good for development of football in a region, fine. If it's not, we shouldn't do so. We have to take care, and I don't believe that this precedent, because so big game played out of the Confederation, which is in this case South America, a common ball, it's a precedent, but it's precedent made or forced by force majeure. And so, in this case, I don't believe that we will leave these situations again so easily. I hope that this will not be the case. I'm absolutely against this. I'm not pro.
Boban himself has significant football history, most notably lifting the Champions League with Milan and reaching the World Cup semi-finals in a Croatia shirt in 1998. He's been a FIFA leader for 2.5 years.
Your role with FIFA is Deputy Secretary General, and you're also advisor to the President as well. Tell me a typical week. What do you do?
I have no typical
You don't have one, okay.
I wasn't a typical player, you know. I'm not allowed to corporation to kill my my soul, you know. Obviously, I work a little bit in a corporation, different institutions. I had different jobs, and I was also CEO, so I understand all the institutional work and the papers work and office work. Every day I'm reminding myself of who I really am. So, and I believe that I'm really a football person and trying to give its best for the football world. Now, somebody gave me the chance to influence football on the greatest level. I'm really happy of do so every day and every minute, every second of my life here in a FIFA. So usual week. I believe that we should start off a few days of traveling and coming back, and then finding in a few hours, finding my home balances too. But then working, let's say, from the 8, 9 in the morning until late night every day. And you know, in my branch here, I have competitions, I have a technical side of the game, I have IFA matters refereeing. There is also a museum, there's women football, there's a legends program, and so quite a few things.
You know that FIFA is watched globally. and analysed all the time. Does it make it hard for you to please everybody? Is it almost impossible? Even if change has happened, change is happening, do you find that you can never make everybody happy?
You can imagine FIFA, because what happened in the past, we know that when he came here, the FIFA was the most toxic brand, and we saw how just few irresponsible individuals can destroy the idea of one company who did a lot for the football, who actually has developed football in the world. But yes, indeed, you are right when you say that you can't please everyone. FIFA has to think about the global football. Now, let's say, speaking about the internal work to do, we see, for example, it's very difficult that Confederation can understand sometimes FIFA and vice versa, because FIFA has to take care about the global football, what I said before. And they have their regional and confederational interests. So it's not easy, even internally, to sometimes align in everything, which is also normal. You have to fight, you have to discuss, you have to debate, you have to disagree, you have to agree, and maybe we can move forward somehow. But obviously that people outside, the fans and media, they are not interested in what we are doing well, what we did well, that here a lot of reforms have been implemented already, that this company is completely different company, what we found a few years ago. And it's also normal. Maybe we didn't manage to aware to inform also people properly of our achievements, and maybe we have to change also a little bit and being more open and communicate better.
Do you feel like a politician sometimes?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay, all the time.
You know, in Latin it's a zoon politicum. We are all a little bit political animals. So it's yes, sometimes I have to do it, and obviously, but for me, politics is not about lying people for the best interests of your company. It's about sharing the values, about sharing the principles, about having some idealistic approach to the things. So if this is a politics, then yes, I can consider myself politician, but maybe the strange one, or the strangest one. But, you know, I will not for sure enter in a strange deals and backgrounds and backdoors agreements with somebody because of good of football or because of good of company, because utmost this will be a big error, and you will never produce something on these grounds. Never.
What's the president like, really? You know him better than most of us.
Yes. But you know, Gianni is one extraordinary person. It's an exceptional man with extraordinary intelligence. Sometimes I'm fighting with him that because he would like to just be, you know, the classical administrator who's working for the football, who's working with the facts, who would like to be judged by the facts, by the achievements, by the results. He's a lawyer, after all. And he classifies his work a little bit like this, but he's president of FIFA. I would say he's very sympathetic to the people, you know. Everywhere, wherever we go, he's adored by the people, and they know his face. Let's say he showed up the face, but he still didn't present himself like a person. That he would like to be judged by the results. Sometimes it's very difficult that people can judge yourself by making the judgment by the results if they don't know you really. And he's a good man. He's an honest man. And you know, I believe that this is just a matter of time that this will be absolutely worldwide recognized. Now he's having certain critics, which is also normal. He's president of FIFA, but they are unfounded. They are incorrect, they are unreal, and they are invented.